Good morning, everyone. So, today we are going to see polity as a subject for UPSC. So, the importance of polity cannot be stressed enough. Believe me, every year in UPSC prelims, there are questions from 20 to 30 questions are coming only from polity as a subject. And also in UPSC mains, the paper 2 consists of 120 to 130 marks, which are very, very important to score a high marks in UPSC. So let us see UPSC as a polity. But also let me tell you, not polity as a subject, but also if you're a citizen of this country and abiding by the rules, you need to know polity. So we will be seeing UPSC as a UPSC polity for this, and we also will be seeing what is the introduction of polity, why we need to know about polity, and what is the importance of constitution. So let us start. Okay. Introduction to polity. What is polity? Polity is nothing but form of government. What kind of form of government we are having? Are we having a democratic kind of government, or are we having a monarchy kind of government? Let me tell you the difference between both. So there is one kind of government called as democratic kind of government, democracy, and another kind of government, monarchy. So what is the difference between both? In democracy, as we have in India, what do? We elect our representatives. We have a form of government whereby we vote our representatives, we make them sit there and rule behalf of us. But in a monarchy, like we used to have earlier, in the ages of Raja Maharaja, what we used to have? We used to have a rule of dynasties. Like the kings, their sons and their sons used to rule us. We didn't have an opinion to elect them or have an opinion to say who rules us. So this is called as monarchy. So this is a form of government where we have a government and those who govern, and we are the governors. We are being governed by them. So let us have this form of government, from where does it come? We are having a democracy. From where does it emanate from? It emanates from a constitution. So what is a constitution? Constitution is just a basic document which would be having a guidelines for our daily lives. I mean to say, if you are guiding by some rules of set of rules, what from where does they emanate from? We are electing our MLS, we are electing our MPs. From where does it come from? It all emanates from this holy document called as Constitution. So let me tell you why we need to have a constitution. Earlier, in the days of kings, ancient days, we used to have holy scriptures like the Vedas. We used to have a set of rules which used to govern our societies, like the rules about family, the rules about marriage, the rules regarding the disputes, and who used to be king, how he used to rule us. This all used to be in these holy books. But what happened in the coming of ages is we had many books like the Vedas, Bible, Quran. What was the limitations of these books? It happened that they used to govern as small societies, but a huge society cannot be governed by a single Veda or single Bible. And also the diversity cannot be accommodated by these kind of many kind of holy scriptures. So in a modern nation state, we should have one book which be giving us a guidelines to cooperate with each other. We are a diverse set of people. I mean to say, we are having Punjabis, the Telugu people, the Tamilians. We are having Christians, Hindus, Muslims. If we all needs to bring on a platform, we need to have a common platform for that. What is this common platform? This is this constitution. And do you think this constitution has fallen from heaven? It has been directly fallen? No. There is an historical background for it, from where it has developed in series of developments. So let us see these developments in further lectures, which are very important.